right, guys, we're up here at Brush Creek Motorsports Complex, right up here in Peebles, Ohio, and I have got with me
Stephen Parton, 16-year-old promoter here at Brush Creek.
And I'm telling you guys, what we're doing up here, obviously everybody knows we're up here for Harrison Hall, this phenom of a 9-year-old. Do me a favor, break down to everybody, what is it, the class of car he runs, and some detail about it.
Well, Harrison runs what we call the Sport Mod class, and it really started a couple years ago over at Southern Ohio Speedway in Wheelersburg, and they started with 3 cars actually. And when I talked to TJ Lane, the promoter over there, and he said that he kind of detailed it, and I wanted to preview running maybe them at Brush Creek this season, and we went through it more. But what it is a more of a stock modified class, what the E-Mod started out as. It's got a stock rear end in it. You can't have the quick changes. There's a 390 cubic inch limit on the cars. They don't have any spoilers, so it limits the downforce. And then their tire rules also limit the traction. So it's a slower, more affordable version of a modified to really get delved into the big class of modified racing.
Now, a lot of these guys that are out here running against this young man, these guys are 20, 30, 40-year-old guys.
Yeah, that's true, and really, it shocked me. And in the wintertime, I was kind of reluctant to let him race. I was hesitant. And they called me and they told me his age, and I was a little worried. Can he handle his own in the car? Can he, But not only can he handle his own, he can keep up with these guys. I mean, he's right there in the middle every week. When we get to see him here, and we've seen him at Jackson County Speedway, he is right there in the action, and he's like you said, a phenom. It's amazing to see this young man race.
It really is, guys. And I'm going to tell you what, if all you guys are looking to find the Brush Creek, tell everybody where we can find you at.
Well, you can find us on BrushCreekMotorsports.com, on Twitter at BMC Updates, or on Facebook, Brush Creek Motorsports Complex, right there on Facebook.
Excellent, guys. And you heard it right here on Cruise Control. We're going to be rocking it out down here the whole night long with Harrison and a wild bunch of guys running these stock cars. You guys stay with us.
What got him started was at his birthday party, we'd actually got a small battery-operated tractor for him. And he done extremely well with it. He made a couple of trips around the yard. He bumped into something one time, and after that, he continued to progress and get better, and would see how close he could come to stuff all the time to keep from hitting it, and continued to drive better and better as he kept driving the tractor, and pretty much wore that thing out in about a year. The next step up was we actually got him a 90cc yard cart. It was a swing arm cart, so he could ride it in a little rough terrain, and it had a forward and a reverse gear, and he took off on that thing. We put a little carriage bolt through the floor so that he couldn't give it all the gas, because it would run pretty fast. Centrifugal clutch with a 90cc motor was quite a bit for him to start out with. So we put the carriage bolt in the floor, and he couldn't give it all the gas. It was about half throttle or something like that. After a summer of driving it like that, we came back in out of the winter, and I took the carriage bolt out of it, and he would ride around the yard. There's all kinds of trees in our yard. They're everywhere, and he would go all over the yard and never hit anything. He actually rolled it a couple of times. It had a roll cage on it, and he ended up rolling it. But then as he started driving it more and more towards the end of the summer, he was running down the driveway, and he would lock the brakes up, slide the thing sideways, and and was where it has forward and reverse in it, he would take and hold the gear shift down and get the RPMs up on it, and then let go of the gear shift so that it would pop the clutch. It'd be like popping the clutch on it, so he could spin and make it spin and start going sideways as he was driving it. Yeah. Well, that's what we bought. We bought some go-karts actually for all the members of the family, and it was something we was trying to get to where we could spend family time together. And we was going to our local track. There's a track there. It's about 15 minutes from the house. So we bought go-karts for everyone. And my wife didn't really take to driving a go-kart, and my youngest son Jackson, he really didn't care for it. But Harrison was the extreme. Every time I got off work, Dad, can we go to the track? Can we go up and run some laps? Can we continue to do this? So my racing, the go-karts, kind of fell by the wayside. And because he wanted to do it so much, well, there was a race coming up at our local track there, and he said, Dad, I want to race. I said, okay, are you sure you're ready for that? And he said, yeah, I want to race. never been on the track with any other kids before. Goes out, does some qualifying. You have to put the Rookie X on the back of your helmet so the drivers coming up behind you know that you're a new driver. And so he had the Rookie X on the back of his helmet, and they go out, and there's actually 12 go-karts there. And some of the kids had been, this was their third year in karting there in that class, and some of the kids it was their second. And he started 12th in that feature, and he actually won the first race that he ever raced with any karts on the track at all. He started last and finished and got first place in that. Well, actually, we raced our local track. He won 9 out of 12 features the first year that he was ever in the karts, and at our home track. And we ventured off, run a couple of other tracks just to see how he would adapt to other tracks and driving conditions, and how you would set people up to go through the corners and stuff. And we raced a couple of other tracks, and he was catching on extremely well. And then, of course, in the wintertime in Ohio, where it's so bad out, we've done some indoor racing, and some people call it sugar racing. They'll take these flat tracks indoors in some arenas and stuff, and what they'll do is they'll put Coke syrup down or something, and it makes the track start taking rubber and gets tacky. And he went and he swept all of those that we won in Columbus, Ohio. All of them he ran. He swept all of them. And we actually raced some dirt that winter also. It's called BMI. It's in Versailles, Ohio, which really helped him, because you had to run a restrictor in all the indoor stuff. You had to run a restrictor, so the karts didn't have the power to pull out and pass in a straightaway. So it actually made him learn to set the kart up and keep his momentum up, and set people up how to pass them in the corners or coming off the corners, or do a crossover and keep his momentum up. So that helped. And we actually ran that same kart another year, which was last year, and we done a traveling series. It's called the Great Lakes Sprint Series. Kids from all over the eastern United States, a lot of them was from Michigan, Virginia, Tennessee, and it was a series that you actually traveled and raced. And he done extremely well. He finished out of the top 3 one time, and that was the last race. But he actually, I think he got like 5 or 6 pole positions. He won that. He actually won that sprint series, the Great Lakes Sprint Series Championship. So then we moved up to the 100cc Yamahas this year, along with racing a modified, which is a sport mod. It's a limited version 2-barrel class, but it's a full-size modified. They really don't have an age limit for his class, an age group, so he's actually racing against grown men, and he's done extremely well in the Yamaha as well as the car. The Yamaha, he's got one of the championships clinched in that already. He doesn't really have to run any more races the rest of the year, and I think there's 4 left. The other 4-hole can Yamaha class, which he skipped a class, and he's running 2 classes in that. And he's really close to the championship in that, but we've had some engine issues with the car where we've had to miss a couple of those races. So he's still got one of them clinched, but racing the modified on Saturday nights and racing the go-karts on Sundays, of course, is very stringent. But he's had 5 second-place finishes in the modified this year, and actually, I don't know that he's finished last in any of the races that he's ever ran. But even though he was at that point where he was starting out slower, he was still finishing seconds and thirds all the time, and he actually had 5 second-place finishes at our home track in that car so far this year.
Last year, when he was racing go-karts, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, Lord, I cannot keep doing this, because I was half sick and stuff. So I just prayed to God. I'm like, God, you've got to give me peace with this, because this is something evidently you've given him this gift, and he's good at it. So I'm mostly at peace with it, and I want him to do good, and I'm excited for him.
it's fun racing against Harrison. I mean, he's a good kid. He's an up-and-coming driver. You know where he's going to be at on the track when he's, on the track. He's not all over the track. He's going to be a good racer. It's fun racing with him.
Harrison, he does a really good job. Didn't know that he was as young as he was, but after that, you can't cut nobody no slack in racing. He does a really good job. He holds his line. He's a clean driver. He's really progressed over the year from the times he's been up here and I've run against him. He's going to make one really, really good driver down the road. And he's got a lot. The sky's the limit for him.
Guys, we cover race car drivers up and down the eastern seaboard, from NASCAR to the Wayland Modified Series to the Truck Series to everything. Well, this time I've got a really special treat for you. We always talk about our next generation. Where's the next generation coming from? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the next future legend in racing. This is Mr. Harrison Hall. He's running the number 99 series. And what class are you running now, Harrison?
Sport mods.
That's right, guys. He's not out there running lawnmowers. He's not out there running go-karts. Although he did get his start in go-karts, guys. He's out there running with men that are 15, 25, 35. There's a couple that are over 50 years old out there. And let me tell you, this little phenom right here, guys, is the one that you want to watch. Now, Harrison, how old were you when you first started racing?
3.
And what were you racing around in?
Yard cart and a battery operated tractor.
Really? So your dad's went and started you really early then, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what attracted you to racing, Harrison?
Saw other people drive and everything, and it looked like some fun, so I started in the yard cart, then a battery operated tractor.
And I understand your dad even got you a yard cart, and then he put a carriage bolt through it to make sure you couldn't go too fast while you were learning the ins and outs of how to handle a race car.
Yep.
Now, you see out there, these guys aren't cutting you any slack. What does it feel like to go out there and race with guys that are old considering to your age?
It's pretty scary, but it's fun.
I see that big smile. You've really found your niche here in life, haven't you, Harrison?
Yep.
So your calling to you is to just drive stock cars and race cars all your life?
Probably.
All right. Now, listen. At 9 years old, you've got a long, long career ahead of you. What series do you want to race in as you grow up?
NASCAR.
So you ready to run out there? You want to run the Nationwide, the trucks? You want to run the Sprint Cup Series? What series has really got your interest?
NASCAR.
So you want to run with the big Sprint Cup boys at that point in time?
Yeah.
So you want to go out there and run with the big boys like Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Yep.
I don't know, Harrison. You might be a little bit too much of a handful for them boys. Guys, I'm telling you, we always talk about our next generations, and I cannot stress it enough. This little phenom is the guy that is driving the number 99. And I want all of you to pay attention out there, because it won't be too long. You'll be seeing this young man running the high banks of Talladega. Harrison, son, good luck in your racing career, and the Cruise Control team is standing behind you.
Thank you.
And you guys, we appreciate it.
This segment brought to you by, for service and integrity since 1976, it's the National Parts Depot. Visit online, npdlink.com. Order today.
For all your radio and communication needs, go to racingelectronics.com.
We use Quantum Towing for all our towing needs. Call 980-328-4160.
I'm John Force, 15-time funny car champ, and you're watching Cruise Control TV.com. Or you didn't want the .com.
Hey boys and girls and blokes, I'm at Carolina U-Pull in Rock Hill, where you pull the parts yourself to save money. Come with me now, we found some wild beasts. Well boy, you find everything you need here. Perfect vehicle for a safari. And look at here, I got a wild Mustang. Look at what we found here, Thunderbird. He's an Impala, he's got some great parts. Here at Carolina U-Pull in Rock Hill, there's bugs all over the place here. Get off of me, would you? Ain't no matter what you call, they got the part right here. Carolina Salvage, Carolina U-Pull in Rock Hill.
Even a little carelessness or distraction while driving down the streets of your town can be very dangerous.
In 2008, Doug lost his two sons, John and James, when John made a bad decision behind the wheel that cost both him and his brother their lives.
That's why I created Brakes. Be responsible and keep everyone safe. Our mission is to prevent injuries and save lives by training and educating teenagers and their parents about the importance of safe and responsible driving.
The Brakes Teen Proactive Driving School has held programs all across the country and has trained thousands of young drivers vital skills which have helped them to keep them safe and more conscientious when behind the wheel.
The schools are absolutely free for teenage drivers between the ages of 15 to 19 who have at least 30 hours of driving experience. The defensive driving techniques we teach are presented on a closed course in a controlled environment by professional instructors. Log on to putonthebrakes.org to find more about Brakes and our teen proactive driving programs.
Brakes is helping to keep everyone safe. Please support our mission by making a great decision.
Together we can pave the way to safer roads.
J&J Productions out of northern North Carolina, and like I said, we're trying to put on a good fast street car event, and trying to promote safety. And if you come here and run fast as you can, we've got an ambulance, safety vehicles. We're trying to just promote safe racing and pay these guys for bringing their cars out and putting time and effort into it. It's a whole lot of places that they run and they'll run for free, but both of us run cars and we've done it. But I think it's good to pay these guys and show them we appreciate them. So we're doing this for the races and like I said, trying to get these kids to keep them off street racing and get them in a controlled environment. It's a whole lot easier to hit that guardrail at 100 miles an hour than it is hit a tree at 100. So like I said, we just want everybody to be safe and have a good time. And I expect parents to have a great time. This is something we want to try to do in many states. We're doing one in Tennessee. The fellow doing the one in Virginia is here. Like I said, we're looking at trying to get a race on to take our North Carolina top 10 and just wear his Virginia top 10 out. So I think the baddest cars in the land right here in the Carolina. So this is a Mooresville drag race city, Race City, USA. So we're gonna take our top 10 from North Carolina and drag the country with them. So if they got something for it, all they can do is bring it and don't sing it. So like I say, so we're gonna put on a good show for the fans and the racers, and we're gonna have something for them. So if they think they got something for us, bring it on. Ain't nobody running. We're gonna go for one way is forward. So we'll give you the other lane. So like I say, so bring it on.
Agee from Danville, Virginia. Got auto repair shop in Danville. I always worked on my own stuff. Always race in Carolina. You know, very seldom race in Virginia, so kind of felt at home coming to show up at this race. Friends of mine are putting it on, so we thought we didn't do nothing but test and just come support them. Hopefully they have a successful day. No, the 87 Thunderbird, 600 cubic inch motor. Just put everything in yesterday, got here at midnight last night. Things are new to just play. But I run a few small tire classes, you know, 28, 10.5 stuff.
Hi, I'm Jason Radel with LKN Automotive Group, and we're here in Mooresville, North Carolina. This is our Acura NSX. We do everything from straight oil changes to engine swaps and everything from domestic to imports. And this is a one-off car. It has custom wheels from ISS Forge, ABB brakes, a body kit, a GT Sorcery, straight from Japan, and motor work done in this car, and it has individual throttle bodies with a great snorkel system on it, and carbon fiber splitter and wind, and that's about it.
Shakedown pass. Shakedown pass. You might want to get in the lane. The Street Outlaw car, lanes 5 and 6. If you want to make another shakedown, dial that car in. We're going to get another shakedown pass.
I'm Big Daddy Dale Wilson from Ashland, North Carolina.
That's called a GoPro.
This is a Chevrolet. I've had it for 32 years. Today's my birthday. I'm 48 years old, so I brought it down here to run it. The car's set for like 30 years. Me and my boys got it built, brought it back out, got it back to running, and she's out here showing out. So that's what it's all about. Just having fun on the cheap with the family. That's it. That's me right there.
Space shuttle, baby.
Need parts for restoration? Can't find what you need for your classic? Look no further. It's at Carolina Salvage in Rock Hill. Complete cars, engines, transmissions, and so much more. If you want to pull it yourself, visit Carolina U Pull It next door. AC compressors as low as $34.95. Water pumps as low as $7.25. Car guys, it's in Rock Hill at Carolina Salvage and Carolina U Pull It. Call 1-800-845-7098. 234 Porter Road, Rock Hill.
Hi, I'm Doug Herbert. Driving over 300 miles an hour for only 4 seconds takes a lot more skill and concentration than you think.
And I'm Kyle Busch, and if you think driving around an oval at 200 miles per hour surrounded by traffic is easy, you better think again.
But the same skill and concentration we need to do our jobs is the same one that teenagers need when behind the wheel of their cars they drive every day. One moment of inattention or distraction can be very dangerous or even fatal.
And that's why brakes, be responsible and keep everyone safe, is so important to teaching young drivers how to be more attentive, safe, and responsible behind the wheel.
Log on to putonthebrakes.org to find more about brakes and our teen proactive driving programs.
Brakes is helping to keep everyone safe. Please support our mission by making a great decision.
Together we can pave the way to safer roads.
Hey everyone, it's the Car Chick from Cruise Control Xtreme. And you guys know we are all about performance here. And that's why we love our Odyssey batteries, because Odyssey is all about performance too. The Odyssey Xtreme series does the job of two batteries. Most conventional batteries are either good at cranking power or deep cycling, but not both. Odyssey batteries can do both. It's like a runner who's great at long distance and a strong sprinter at the same time. Odyssey batteries ingeniously use absorbed glass mat, valve-regulated lead acid technology. It offers in one package those two unique characteristics of deep cycling as well as serious cranking power. The tin alloy brass-coated connectors ensure a secure, corrosion-free connection. Odyssey batteries also use pure virgin lead, and as a result, they last up to 3 times longer than a conventional battery. And that's why we have switched over all of our Cruise Control Xtreme vehicles to Odyssey batteries. These batteries are great for everything from your motorcycles and ATVs to antique and classic cars, and even your race cars, hot rods, and dragsters. In fact, Doug Foley has converted all of his dragsters at the Doug Foley Racing School over to these Odyssey Xtreme Series batteries. Cars these days are so complicated, and we need that high cranking power. Plus, when you turn your car off, there's still a ton of electronics in there that drain your battery. And that's why it's worth paying a little extra money to get an Odyssey battery that's going to last you up to 3 times as long and be able to handle both of those jobs. So if you want to grab an Odyssey battery, go to their website, odysseybatteries.com, or give them a call and find an Odyssey battery retailer near you.